Hi everyone, just wanted to start the video with a little mask. It has some lemurs on here. This is from the Duke Lemur Center. But just want to start the video off by saying that CDC announced what they announced. We're doing fine, we're going forward, but please get vaccinated. Wear a mask if you feel safe. Don't worry about weird pressure or not. Just you do you, go for it. Nothing wrong with that. If you feel comfortable not wearing a mask, good for you if you're vaccinated. But if not, please get vaccinated. I'm sure there's some issues in different states, but if you are easily accessible to get it, please get it. But yeah, so we're here for another episode. I know there's been a delay. I just want to not really apologize, but just give you a reason why. I don't feel bad, but that sounds bitchy. I don't feel bad though. I've been finishing my school semester, first year of my PhD, second semester, just finished it, was working almost 25 hours a week, TAing and taking classes, but we're done now. All A's around, and I won an award. Look at your boy, he's smart. But that's why there wasn't a video in April, so unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I'm back now, and we're gonna do this. I even got a little fancy for you. There's a little bit of me that regrets this outfit choice, but I'm doing too good with filming for me to change, so I'm just gonna go with it. There's some drama to it. I like how it looks on the camera, so hopefully you like it too. But okay, you guys, that means it's time. Pour yourself a glass, sit down on your ass. It's time for the Primate Happy Hour. Ooh, that was a nice little twist at the end. So we're on episode 5. Tonight I'm drinking, I can't tell if you can see it or not. I don't know if it's in backwards or not. I don't know how cameras work. But it's a nice passion fruit mango Iwava sour from this local brewery. It's so fucking good. And then there is also several shots of tequila going into this. So we're here ready for season 5, episode 5. There's no seasons on this. This is YouTube. But we're only on episode 5. Thank you for joining in. If this is your first time, hello, welcome. Hopefully you'll like it. I get drunk and I talk about primates. But so today we're going to go back to another lemur species. And so I did a little poll on Facebook and Twitter. If you don't have me on Facebook, please don't find me, but find me on Twitter. Twitter is much easier. I'm just at the Petty Primate, of course. Follow me, and then you can participate on the polls and see what species I do next. But so this week, the winner of the poll was Coquerel Sifaka. And so it's Madagascan. We're off to a great start. Ooh. It is a Madagascar lemur, one of several hundred. So again, it's Coquerel Sifaka, or Sifaka. It looks like Sifaka, but it's just Sifaka. And so the genus name is Propithecus coquereli. And so 2 things about that species name that I just want to talk about since we're on it now. So Propithecus is the genus name, but it's actually really simple if you break it down. So pro meaning before, previous or prior to, and then Pithecus, if you remember, is ape-like. So this is before ape-like because there are some more primitive species of primates. So that's why that name is Propithecus. And coquereli is just the name of the guy who discovered it. His name was like Coquerel. I don't remember. But there's a huge push now of removing like someone else's name into a primate species name just because it's just colonialism. And it also just different language barriers. So yeah, instead of just only referring to the species name, we believe that it should be like the gold lion tamarin or something like that versus Thomas Wilson's albino Apithecus. I don't know what that name was, but I don't want my name in it. I just want everyone to know that I discovered it. But yeah, so moving forward, they're one of 9 species of Sifaka. So I think a lot of people just hear Sifaka and they automatically think about this species in particular. Wow, excuse me. Primarily because of, I could never even say the name sober, so Zumbubafu, Zumbafu, zoom, now zoom along and zoom. But whatever that little lemur's name was, That's why I feel like most people think about the Sifaka. So I just wanted to cover that. So insert picture here. Y'all know how we do. They are predominantly white on their back and their limbs. It's like a nice, like, creamy white, like oat milk with like maybe vanilla almond milk mixed in together. It's quite smooth. But they also have these large chocolatey brown markings. So they have a lot like across their inner thighs, their chest, and the front of their arms. So it's kind of like, if you were to just like flip them upside down, that whole part is like this delicious Hershey chocolate brown. Like, this is a sexy primate species, okay? Sexy. Hola, papi. Muy caliente. But, so, that's how they are. The Coquerel Sifaka are actually slightly sexually dichromatic. So if you don't remember what that means, quick little definition is just they're same species, the male and the female just exhibit different coloration. It could be extreme and drastic, or it could just be like a little tiny change of like head color between males and females, but they're the same species. So the Coquerel Sifaka is also slightly sexually dichromatic. The males are just a little bit different colors, definitely in that browner area. Those spots tend to be super unique. However, even ignoring that, males can also be easily identified because they have what's called like a glodular gland. I'm just gonna stick to rewind. It is a gland in their throat. So this gland in their throat stains their skin and hair. So it's kind of like if you have like one of those fancy little tiny dogs that get the eye tear stains. It's like that. It's just their gland is secreting some like oil from their body that stains their fur. So that's an easy giveaway. And it sounds like it wouldn't be, but like if you saw it, you would know exactly what we're talking about. As far as size, they range in mass from 3.7 to 4.3 kilograms, or for America, since we decided to invent our own system of measurements, 8 to about 9.5 pounds. So it's usually like 8.15 to 9.47. So about 8 to 9.5 pounds. And again, they're just one of hundreds or so species of lemurs on Madagascar. So obviously being on Madagascar, there's still different like top types of habitats, but a lot of it is very similar in style. But so this species, they mainly reside in dry deciduous forests. There goes that word again. I still don't like deciduous. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I don't like you, deciduous. Apparently this is going to be a musical episode. High School Musical, who? But so they can range, so they're in dry deciduous forests, and they can range from sea level. We started from the bottom, now we hit, because they can go up to 300 meters above the sea level. And I did not do previous calculations to tell you what number that is in American units. So 300 meters it is. Yeah, average lifespan. So I mean, I guess they live relatively long for the mammal that size. It's just still sad to see them go so soon. But average lifespan is about 27 to 30 years old. The oldest known in the wild is actually 30. However, in captivity at the Duke Lemur Center, the oldest they've had made it to 31. Like, good for him. I wish I was there for that celebration. You know it was lit. Like, we're about to break a record. And he's in North Carolina. North Carolina, go on and talk. See, apparently it's a musical episode. There are diurnal and very arboreal, so they mainly stay in the trees, and their reason for that being is not only are they herbivores, they're mainly eating plants and flowers and leaves and shit, but they're also the type of not transportation. They're not getting on a little bus. Could you imagine? Like Zootopia, but like real life. Could you imagine? But their locomotions method is what's called vertical clinging and leaping, or VCL. And so I'm going to kind of show you what that looks like, but before I'm going to describe it for you. And so what that looks like is just, they kind of are like, look like they're about to twerk, like they're kind of bent on their knees, like an angle, and they kind of just hop around on the ground. But they also do that on the tree, so they'll leap across like on a tree and then vertically bounce up. And that being because their legs are now created almost like a spring. So let me take a little sip real quick, and then I'm gonna go show y'all what it looks like. Don't judge my room, it kind of is all over the place, but you're in for a show. So we're here to show you what they look like when they're on the ground doing that VCL and vertical clinging leaping. Again, my room looks like a chaos, but I didn't plan to do this. It was just on the spot. But here we go. So they kind of just like, but no one saw the twerking, but that's kind of what they look like. My knees are gonna hate me later, but thanks for tuning in. So now that you saw their transportation method, we got a nice little introduction to them. We're gonna now talk about reproduction. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about not suing me because I'm not paying you any money. I don't even know who sings this song, but I'm not paying you. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about reproduction. With this species, a Coquerel Sifaka, they have a mating which is known as Polyandrus. And so this one is kind of rare to see in primate species, I feel like, but it just kind of means that females are mating with more than one male during a breeding season. And you know, good for them. Good for them. I feel like everyone else, you always hear, oh, you know, my sister wife, my husband has 14 wives. None of that. Nasty. None of that. Nasty. You're nasty. But to hear like females doing it, good for you. Get it, boo. But so they're polyandrous. There actually is only the one breeding season. Just one. Pick number 3, my lord. Pick number 3. Just one. And that's from January to February. So it's a very short period. And if they miss that window, that's it. They gotta wait till next January and February. Like, R.I.P. that Wazowski. But so they only breed during that time. Average number is 1 offspring. I'm sure there's records maybe of them having twins, but the average is 1. So not even 1.1. So it's clearly not enough to skew the numbers, but it's still possible. Remember, there's always an exception. But yeah, so they usually have 1 offspring. So now just a few little like fun facts. I wouldn't necessarily usually go into this much detail with other species, but these are just like mind-blowing moments for me to read. And I was like, I'm sharing with my viewers, with my beautiful, beautiful viewers. But so 1, they seem to keep reproducing regardless of sentience. And so that just means that they're like getting much older and almost deteriorating. But even still, they've seen them like reproducing, and oldest on record was 24. Like, that'd be like your grandmama and your granny at like 87 trying to pop it off. But for them, good for them, 24. Gestation period is about 162 days. I actually meant to look up to see how that compares to human pregnancy, but so 5.5 months are on average for that, or a little bit, that's a like conservative amount estimate, but about 5.5 months is gestation period for the Sifaka, but for humans 9 months. So, but obviously they're building a little smaller little baby, so it makes sense. But lastly, so each group can range from 3 to 10 individuals. I'm sure there's exceptions again, but 3 to 10 has a max of only 2 babies. 2 babies. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2 babies. Just two. In their whole group for the year. And that's it. So it's just by luck of the chance. But the reasoning behind that is they think that the females there's not enough resources to keep up that energy that it would be required to have more than 2 infants in the group. So just 2. Continuing on, since we're talking about reproducing, let's just keep talking about the women the females. The females of this species. So this species of Sifaka are matriarchal, which just means that women are in charge and they remain in their natal group usually, and the men will disappear. I think I read somewhere that the men keep changing groups, like even after like the longest time they've stayed is 8 years, but then they like, all right, I'm blue skidoo, so we can too. Skidoo. But women rule the world in this group of primates. And so, like I said, before that, Propithecus again, before ape-like. So they're very primitive. So this species, besides visual and auditory communication, they also rely on olfactory communication, which is using their sense of smell and like scents and stuff. And so with that, both males and females use their anogenital region. Please ignore that face. I'm so sorry. I would remove it, but that's me robbing you of content, and I would never dream of doing that for you guys. Never. But, so, they rub those regions, and the males also use their throat gland. Remember, that stains there for scent marking. So they're just going around marking scent, you know, perking on that tree and marking it for me. Hey, perking on that tree and marking for me. Perking. This is why I don't drink tequila. This is what you get out of it. But also, males and females will use urine to mark their territory. So this is a very, like, think about your dog. Like, you know, he going outside, he went up on that tree. They do the same thing, males and females. But they take it to a whole nother level, especially the males. Like, it's just a tip for me. So the males will touch the end of their penis, the little pee-pee, on a tree. It sounds painful. It has to be. There's no way. Maybe it's rough on the tip. Who knows? Maybe it's ribbed for the tree's pleasure. But they'll put the tip of their penis on a tree, cling to it, and move up the tree about 50 centimeters, leaving like a trail of urine to mark the tree. The females won't do that. Like, they might like back it up a little bit, but the males, they're climbing tip first. Like, again, it's the tip for me, dog. Anyways. So, just a few more little facts. So, their general alarm call sounds are what to me sounds like a purring cat, but with just like a little like spice to it. Like, imagine your cat smoked Virginia Slims for like 14 years. That's what this, and it's just called a Sifaka call, but that's what it sounds like to me. And we'll go through the process of me trying, hearing, and trying it again. Don't worry, booze. I got you. But I just want to finish up with one last fact, and then I'll end up on the noises, the alarm calling, the Sifaka calling. And so just want to let you know that they are listed as endangered on IUCN's list, if not worse than that. But just think about it. Madagascar is being like destroyed for resources and just decreasing the numbers of species, primate species, and other animals too. All animals matter. But so I talked about the Duke Lemur Center. They were learning I got the mats from. That's where Zabubafu. Did I say it right? I think I did. But that's where he was at, the Duke Lemur Center. And so that's one of the largest captive populations. I did do a lot of research about it, and also obviously give money back to Madagascar. So if you just go to their website, you can adopt a lemur. There's different cool little like paintings by lemurs that you can order. It's really cool, and obviously the money goes to a great cause. So check them out. But yeah, so let's do the noise. So again, I told you it sounds like a spicy like cigarette Virginia Slim specifically, smoking cat. So it's kind of like a that's what I think they sound like. So let me show you what they sound like first. Here we go. So that's what we have for that noise. So I think I was close, but just a little too long. It's kind of like a double thing. So let's like a oh god, that's getting worse. Let's just stop where we're at now. Well, thank you for sticking with me again. I don't apologize, but I did explain why there's no April video. I hope you understand. School is helping me be able to do this, so thank you for understanding. But thanks again for tuning in. Please check out the Duke Lemur's website. Here's a goodbye to my little Coquerel Sifaka. Let's say goodbye to him one more time. Bye-bye, baby. But yeah, so again, please like, share, comment, suggest, follow me on Twitter at the Petty Primate. But please just share if you like it. Please let people know about me, and I really enjoy doing them. And then just feel free to drop a suggestion of another species I should do in my YouTube's comment section. Bye.